Remember, so when you breathe, hold, drink, exhale through your mouth slowly, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Something as simple as that changes a lot.
That's news to me. I had no idea, yeah. Hey guys, what is going on location out here in Tequila, Mexico? And today, we are going on some tequila tours. About 40 miles northwest of Guadalajara, Mexico, is a city that you may know, that you didn't know that you know. It is called Tequila, Mexico. And yes, this is where tequila is from. I've been invited to go on 2 tequila distillery tours, one at Cava de Oro and the other at Castillo de Tequila. So, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and then leave a comment and then like the video, and get ready for tequila tours. The 2 distilleries that we'll be visiting aren't quite in the city of tequila, but all of Jalisco is known as a tequila producing region. You can see in the distance there, a lot of agave fields. These are agave plants, which is what tequila is made from, specifically blue agave. Starting out the day at Cava de Oro, which is 100% agave tequila. Got our first look at the grounds here. Coming in. We're gonna wait for the tour to start. Oh. You might recognize my friend who is a professional taster. That's why I brought him along. How is it so far?
It's good, yeah.
Yeah?
This plant takes from 5 to 7 years for it to be ready for the process of the tequila. And at the age of 5, here in the middle comes a flower known as quiote. The quiote, the workers always cut it because the quiote robs the sugars, and from the sugars we get the alcohol. And also the quiote rots the plant because it takes out all of the nutrients, minerals from the plant. Usually the leaves, they stay in the field for organic compost, but you can recycle them into ropes, paper, necklaces because of the textile fiber. Each of these agave weigh from 10 to 50 kilos, and for 1 liter of white tequila, you need from 8 to 10 kilos.
Okay.
So a normal plant only gives you 4 to 6 liters in those 7 years. Still, this one is not as sharp as the one that Jimadora uses because your toes could blow.
Yeah, that's cool.
So after the Jimador cuts the leaves, they chop the agave in half, bring them here to the factory for the next process that's going to be the cooking. Here we have 2 processes, artisanal and industrialized. Right here is the industrialized. Over there is the artisanal. We're going to be focusing more on the artisanal.
Oh, nice.
Hey guys, this is the cooking. Like I said, for the artisanal, right now functional, we only have 2 ovens, but they're expanding all of this area.
Whoa.
Here, the main difference is that here the cooking is by wood. They shut the doors and they cook it like for 24 hours, and they wait another 24 so it could cool down. For the next process, that's gonna be the shredding.
Does the material change the taste at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why also when they burn the wood, they always have to use the same type of wood, because if you also change the wood, it changes the flavors. What the workers do after the cooking, they put them right here for the shredding. They turn on this volcanic rock that's called taona. In the old days, it was pulled by an animal. We don't use the animal anymore. It's not by electricity. All of the juice are gonna be drained through those holes, and it's gonna go downstairs where we're gonna go in a few minutes so you can see the distillation.
Okay.
Okay, you guys, through these pipes, the juices fall inside of these wooden tanks. As you know, right now we do have juices right now. Over here on this side is the industrialized area. We're going to go inside in a few minutes. The fermentation usually in all factories is in steel. But here in Amatiteña, they do it in wood. This is French oak wood, white oak. Just by changing it like that, also the flavors do change because the wood gives it other properties. Personally, this is the most important step during the whole tequila process because whatever you do to these juices affect the final result. As you notice right now, well, after they lower it down, the fermentation process usually starts like after 12 hours. Then it starts like to bubble right now. That's why it's making that sound, like that one right there, making that sound. That's because there's some natural yeast that's what it's doing. It's literally eating the sugar and it dumps it out into alcohol.
Yes.
The tanks cannot be covered. They always have to be open because of the gases they create. This process usually takes from 3 to 5 days, depending on the heat, and the only heat source it gets from the environment. Because if you add the heat directly, you could kill the yeast and it won't ferment anymore. So we have 2 sets of double distillation. We always have to distill the juices twice. So we're gonna pump them inside of the first container, and they also inject steam. To separate one alcohol from the other one is through evaporation. Methanol usually evaporates a little bit more denser. It's gonna evaporate and it's gonna condense itself in this cylinder. The methanol, they recollect them in those buckets. And an example, if you can't just throw them away because they contaminate. If you don't have like a use for it, usually what the factories do, they just add them to the other juices that are fermenting. Because at the end of the day, you're just gonna eliminate them again. But you can also reuse them, like an example, for fuel for your cars, perfumes, cosmetics, something like that.
Really?
But we're not allowed to drink it.
No, yeah.
And on that side, just another set of double distillation. Like I said, we only distill it twice. And after the second distillation, you can say this is a white tequila. White tequila never goes in the aging process. It doesn't go in wood. Well, right here, it's only like a few hours that it's sitting. The blanco just lower down with distilled water at the percentage that you want. And at the end, all tequilas go to still, so the flavor and color at the end will change.
Okay.
Also the amatiteñas, when we store them, they have to be in still. Over here, you guys see the industrialized areas. You guys can compare a little bit. Over here, like that. Cool, it's like normally if you go to any factory.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. All right.
You just look from the outside, and I never would have realized. It's huge.
They just readapted it. That's why everything looks good. Well, everything is.
It's beautiful,
They
yeah.
readapted it. We're gonna start with the first class. It's a blanco. I'm gonna serve you guys. When I pour your glass cup, you have to divide it in 2 sips. So you guys tell me how much you guys want. Okay.
All right.
In pairings, blancos go really good with any fresh food. Anything that comes out of the sea that we could eat is with blancos.
Yeah. So this is the base. Yeah.
Yes, this is a blanco.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
So if we don't like this, we're not gonna like anything.
Could be.
I'm sure I'll like it.
The first sip that you guys are gonna do right now, I'm gonna show you a simple breathing technique. This breathing technique is gonna sound maybe really simple, but it works. This breathing technique helps us to appreciate more the beverage without like the burning and stuff like that. And we could last longer drinking with our friends if you want to see it in that way. Before we drink any spare beverage, we always have to take clean oxygen through our nose, hold our breath, drink the tequila, and then when it touches our stomach, exhale all of the air through our mouth.
Oh.
We never exhale through the nose because when we do that, most of the alcohols go directly to the brain. We get drunk faster, and the tequila, when it touches your acid, it creates gases. We need to let them go. So it's only breathe, hold, drink, and then exhale. Okay?
Does this only work with tequila or with
No,
everything?
all spare beverage. But I'm gonna do the first sip so you guys could see the
Sure.
example.
Oh, that's awesome.
Man, take a seat. Let's
I'm
go.
only gonna serve myself a little because I don't do the pairing.
Okay.
Remember, so when you breathe, hold, drink, exhale through your mouth slowly. Okay? Something as simple as that changes a lot. You
Dude,
can switch.
that's news to me. I had no idea. Yeah. Cheers, brother.
Yep. All right.
It does help with the. Yeah, you actually notice the difference.
Anyways,
Do
if
you?
you don't believe me,
Yeah.
take another small sip and this time breathe out through your nose and you're gonna regret it. Do it. And
Yeah,
you can see the difference.
Yeah.
Take another small sip and this time exhale through your nose.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel it burning a little bit.
Pretty cool. I didn't know that.
All right. What you're gonna do right now, you're gonna grab a slice of green apple. What we're gonna do with the green apple, we're gonna chew it for a few seconds. Don't bite it off if you don't want to. Maybe half, or that's it. Chew it for a few seconds, and when you're ready to swallow, you're gonna swallow it at the same time with the tequila. So you chew it for a few seconds, you lick like the pulp, breathe again, drink the tequila with the apple that you chew, and then breathe out through your mouth. Exactly the same. You need the difference with the apple first chewed in our mouth. Okay. If one of you doesn't like to actually swallow food and liquid at the same time, first eat the apple and then do the.
feel like I just like leveled up or something.
know, man.
Got a new achievement in my life.
Really different flavors, right?
That's crazy.
We do this right here because normally when you see an añejo or extra añejo tequila, you're like, oh, that's a sipping tequila. But a blanco could also be sipping tequila, and there's a way of doing it. Okay, ready for the next one?
Yes.
Do it.
Okay, so if we're going by the classes, the next class is supposed to be called joven. Joven is translated to young.
Young one, right?
A joven tequila is less than 2 months inside of a barrel, or you grab a white one and you mix it with another tequila. An example, you go to the store at the end, there's a rose gold tequila. Rose gold, I think it's called like that. That tequila is a mix between these two, and it's left only for 2 months inside of a wine cask without being washed. That's why it gets like that pinkish salmon color. Here we don't give it to the tasting, so we're gonna go to the third class. That's gonna be reposado, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Reposado is from 2 months to a day before to a day before it reaches 1 year inside of the barrel. That's for reposado. Here in Cava, we leave it for 6 months. That's where it gets this like yellowish brownish color. What I'm gonna do in a few seconds, I'm gonna swirl my glass cup. Where the liquid reaches is known as the crown. After a few seconds, some drops are supposed to form and go down the legs. The drops that don't form and don't go down, that form and don't go down are the tears. What they mean. The longer it takes for them to form and go down, it means the body is heavier, but this doesn't actually mean the quality is better. Because sometimes because of the process you give to it, the body is like heavier, but it's also like more silkier, the tequila, and some people don't like that feelness, and they prefer like a medium body tequila.
Yeah.
From 0 to 3 seconds is light body, 3 to 7 medium, and more than 7 it's considered a heavy body, okay?
Oh yeah, it's happening.
Yes, that's the only technique we're gonna repeat in all the tasting.
There's certainly less burning.
I feel even more sober now.
The part of the lime salt comes when the Spanish flu came. The natives didn't have medicine. So what they did, they drink tequila like actual medicine. First they ate a little bit of salt because salt dilutes your blood. So whatever you have next goes faster inside of your bloodstream.
Oh.
They did the shot and they bit the lime because the quality back then was terrible.
Oh.
Man, you learn a lot, dude.
That's where the part of the lime and salt comes.
So it's like all these people at the
And
bars are
right-
taking medicine from the old
and right
days.
now it's only like marketing the lime and the
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is the fourth tequila. Well, fourth class, but third tequila is called añejo. A tequila añejo has to be inside of a barrel from 1 year to a day before it reaches 3.
3 years, yeah, 1 to
That's,
3, yeah.
That's where the name of añejo comes because of año meaning year in Spanish.
Gotcha.
That's why it's after 1. This one they leave it for 2. The color's more intense because of the extra time inside of the barrel.
Yeah.
And añejos and extra añejos, they pair really good with any dessert. Today we're gonna do it with dark chocolate. If one of you doesn't like this combination, it's because your palate is asking you for a sweet chocolate. Here we do it with dark chocolate.
Yeah.
Here we do it with dark chocolate to balance out the sweetness of the tequila. With this tequila, you guys, I'm gonna show you how to smell tequila.
I feel like I should be taking notes.
Dude, I'm taking a video.
Oh, yeah.
He's recording
You
everything.
can rewatch the entire thing if you want.
Sure enough.
Your glass, you have to place it in front of you, and you have to look at it like if it were a clock. 12 on top of the rim, 3 on the right, 6 at the bottom, and 9 on the left side, okay? Okay, everybody grab your glass cup. To check the primary smell, we have to tilt our glass cup in a 45-degree angle, and we have to smell it at 12, our nose on top of the rim. Here we get the sweet notes. What do you guys get? Could it be a candy or something?
Kind of, yeah, it's like a bit
kinda
candy-ish.
Like cooked
sweet.
agave or something like that. The secondary note, that's the alcohol. We find it again in a 45-degree angle, but this time smelling it at 6. It actually burns your nose.
Yeah.
Do you see this? Do you feel the difference?
This is so interesting. Yeah.
To be honest with you guys, we always commit the error of smelling everything like this. Maybe somebody once tried to give you really good tequila, but since you smelled it like this, you only got the smell of the alcohol.
Yeah.
To know the natural smell of any tequila, we have to be sitting or standing the more straight that we could. Our glass cup also has to be straight. Different from wine, we don't have to agitate our glass cup for the smells because tequilas, alcohols, and flavors volatilizes quicker. We just have to keep our glass cup straight and our nose directly at 3 and 9. Here the alcohol meets the sweetness, and in this case, this is a natural smell of this añejo.
Oh man, that's pretty cool. Dude.
Is there like a caramel smell?
Yes. Like I said, tequila has more than...
I was like, I don't know if I want to say that and then be wrong on the camera, but
No, yeah, tequila has more than
It's
300.
almost citrusy.
Yes, you can also find citrusy notes and stuff like that. The last class of tequila, you guys, that is the fifth, is the extra añejo. An extra añejo is considered after 3 years and up. Could be 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever you want. This one we leave it for 5, and in 2019 in San Francisco, California, won this golden medal for the blind testing competition where it won. It says double gold because of what was unanimous.
Oh,
Nice.
unanimous.
With this one, we're not gonna do no more special technique. The next technique that I'm gonna show you is with these 2 drops that are always at the end. Okay, so this one, enjoy. You could do the body, you could do the smells if you want to. And the last technique I'm gonna show you is at the end. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, but this one, yes.
Cheers.
That way to leave the alcohol outside, leave your body. That makes you support more.
Oh, I like that one. That's my favorite.
You like
Same.
that?
Yeah, same.
I can see why they got the double gold or the unanimous. That's
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
Delicious, actually. Right.
This technique.
Oh, yeah, the
what
2
we're gonna
drops
do,
left.
We're gonna put these 2, 3 drops that are always in our glass cup. You don't have to pour it all if you want to.
My hands?
You're gonna rub your hands like if for a lotion. You're gonna let it dry, smell them, and tell me what you guys smell. And then I'm gonna explain what we're supposed to be looking at.
Agave, I suppose.
Something like sweet or wood we're supposed to get, but
I smell like oaky.
the
Yeah.
smell that we're not supposed to get at the end is like the smell of the alcohol. Like I said,
Oh.
tequila volatilizes quick, different from sugarcane alcohol. Even though it volatilizes, the smell of the alcohol still gets stuck in your hand.
Yeah.
So if it has that smell, it means like they're adding other types of alcohol.
So is that something like, if you're not sure if it's cheap or not, you can be like, can I just pour some on my hand? And then I'd be like, no.
But this one I do recommend it more in these 2 because they're gonna be more obviously more expensive.
Well, I mean-
this one obviously they're not gonna maybe apply it because obviously you're not gonna add sugars. It could also happen, but the most important thing about what we're doing right now is that 100% agave tequilas don't leave your hands sticky. If they're sticky, it means they have added sugars.
Gotcha.
Ah,
I
all
prefer
right.
to do it with the extra añejo because it's the sweetest one that we have here in the tasting, and sometimes people think that the sweetness is provided because the fact she's added sugar to it. See that?
Okay.
All right, so
También de
one more time, what is it called?
Cantarito, you guys.
Cantarito. Okay, cantarito.
Here, close in Guadalajara, in Tlaquepaque, they're known as cazuelitas. It's like a clay, a little bit wider, but it's also made out of clay. But the original name is Cantarito.
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 All right.
Hope you guys enjoy it. It's gonna be really good. But after you guys finish that.
All right, let's give it a try. Let's see. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Don't break the mug, dude. Whoa. That's like a,
It's great.
it's like a spicy fruit tequila cocktail. All right, we're gonna take one more look. Cava de Oro, a very beautiful setup here. And we are on our way to the second tour. We've made it to Castillo de Tequila. My friend's very excited. It is just all agave fields out here, which makes sense. This might be a group tour. We're gonna check it out. The initial interior is pretty cool. This whole bottling area here, pretty cool.
So right over here, we bottle all of our tequila. But on this side, we place the first 2 labels to our bottles. First the label where the barcode and more information goes, and then the other label that goes on the part of the neck of the bottle. This label basically tells me what type of tequila it is, depending if it's a plata, reposado, añejo, extra añejo, or anything else. And once these first 2 labels are placed in our bottles, then they go through over here. But I want to make like a quick stop before we get into it. Do you guys know this?
This isn't even half as bad as in our trip in China. It is a little bit weird. We're like veterans.
You scared me. Not you, trying to scare him.
Yeah.
Like I said, the picture looks better at the second glass bridge. Right over there, I will give you guys time to take
Oh, there's another one? Do we go up there?
Right over here, we have more offices from professional workers. Like for example, this office that I have behind me is the Queen's office. I want to tell you guys a little more. One of the projects that already started.
Oh, the mural's really cool.
Which I'm very excited to show you guys about, which is, it's beautiful, right? It's amazing. Okay, so this mural is called The Ritual of Time. In Spanish, El Ritual del Tiempo. Why? Because it tells us step by step how things were made up the discoverment of tequila. Una, dos, y tres.
Should we get one?
Yep.
1, 2.
Tequila.
Tequila.
You guys feel like total tequila celebrities because if you turn around right over here, you guys will see yourselves at that screen. So it's like we're recording live. And if you guys want a picture, I can take a picture for you. Do you guys want one?
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead. Ready? First looking at me. 1, 2, and 3.
Tequila.
So now looking at this camera.
Yeah.
Ready, ready? 1, 2, and 3.
Tequila.
Have our tequila distillery. That's where we make all of our tequila. At the moment, we're not allowed to show you guys around over there because it's not open to the public. But by next year, we will have it in the tour so that you guys can see all the process working.
Somebody the Day of the Dead was dancing a bit too hard there. Get out of there, man. We don't need that. Yeah. So that's kind of a bummer. It's all the distillery part is actually blocked off, but at least we got
Okay,
that.
we've already done this.
Yeah, we did the last one.
If you guys stand to the side, I can take the picture from over here so that you guys can see the view of the agave, of the castle, and also the glass bridge.
So where do we stand?
Right there is perfect. Ready? 1, 2, and 3.
Thank you.
You're the best. How many tours a day you have?
So it depends, like if it's a busy day, if it's not.
I guess Monday.
Today?
Today's Monday, right? Monday's
Yeah,
not a
today
busy
is
day.
usually busier than other Mondays.
Yeah.
And since so I'm kind of like busy today.
Ah.
So yeah.
I'm on cloud 9.
Yeah, it's great. I have a good time.
Hell yeah.
I'm having a great time. What were your thoughts? Which tour did you like more?
The first one I like more.
First one was more informative. Also, it was just us. We did get to see the process.
Yeah, it was dope. First one, I think the first one was better. But that being said, this one was fun. This one was more fun.
Was it more? Not. Hold on. Was it more fun because we had 10 shots of tequila to come into it?
Yeah.
The breathing technique.
It's huge.
It's
It's so crazy. I never knew
I'm
that.
so excited about that.
Like, what? How have I been drinking my whole life? Clearly not right.
What time is it?
Game time, maybe 2 o'clock.
2:38. Started at 10. What a day!
Dude.
What a day!
Another
What a
home
day.
run. We're not even started. We're very much started.
The town Tequila is quite beautiful. It's very rustic. Got construction going on, which made it a bit difficult. I had to do maybe 8 takes to get the intro. I had such an awesome time at the tours. Shout out to Randy Stoller and Lucas Perez for setting this up. I had such a blast. The tours were different, which was very cool. My friend said it was possibly the best day of his life. So, a little bit hungover, but had an awesome time. Please subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Go ahead and like the video as well. I will see you in the next episode.